Welcome to today's session on modeling mathematics. My name is Dr. LaMar Brown. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Today we're going to spend some time together modeling various word problems in the area of mathematics to show you methods and strategies that can be used to support student development. The goals and objectives of this session is educators will learn to effectively model multiplication and division, single and multi-step word problems with whole number and fractions using a tape diagram. Educators will understand the different situation types of single-step multiplication and division problems. Educators will gain understanding in and skills with decoding part and whole relationship with varied word problem situations. Educators will also gain an understanding of how to use the skills with different modes of delivery of word problems when implementing the RDW process. You might ask yourself, what is the RDW process? So we're going to begin with that, just giving you a short explanation of the process and how we're going to use this process to evaluate various word problems. The R is for read. When we read, we want to analyze problems by reading in small chunks. So we're going to be able to do that together as a group. Draw, we're going to create a pictorial representation of the problem. And finally, we're going to write. We're going to jot down your responses and thoughts to the questions being asked. And the reason we tie these concepts together of read, draw, and write is because it allows students to develop a thinking process. They began by reading the problem, and then it creates the pictorial diagram when they attempt to draw what they're reading. They want to develop an understanding using a pictorial diagram. And finally, we'll take the time to write. We'll write down our understanding and ideas based on what we was able to come up with when we took the time to read and draw based on our examples. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to begin with just a short example and a short model. So I would like you all to take out your document. We're going to work with problem number 2. And I creatively titled this problem as a sticky situation, as this problem deals with stickers. So that was my way of bringing that connection in. Problem number 2 states, Ivy has 4 times as many stickers as Adrian has. Ivy has 320 stickers. How many does Adrian have? So that's the entire problem that we're going to work on. And that's what we do when we look at working with the problem. We look at the entire problem first, and now we're going to take some time to chunk the example together so that we can identify key elements and apply our RDW process. So we're going to start with reading, and we're going to chunk the first section of our problem, which is Ivy has 4 times as many stickers as Adrian has. So we're going to stop there, and that's where we're going to begin with our chunking section. So now that we've read that portion, let's take some time to draw that image. What would that look like when Ivy has 4 times as many stickers as Adrian? And as we expand on that, let's think about that. Let's ask ourselves a question. Who has the most stickers based on what we just read from that short chunking section? Yes, Ivy has the most stickers based on what we just read. So we know that's going to be the situation. Does your pictorial diagram that you drew reflect that Ivy has the most stickers? And so let's write that Ivy has the most stickers. How many more does Ivy have? Do we know an exact number of how many stickers more Ivy has than Adrian? We don't know, but we do have a phrase that leads us into the correct direction. So, and that phrase would be 4 times as many. So we don't know exactly the number that we need to have, but we know that Ivy has 4 times as many as Adrian. What do you think that would look like? So we took the time now to draw some more and draw an image of Ivy having 4 times as many stickers as Adrian. Let's think about that. What would that look like if we was to design a pictorial diagram of that key information? And now we can read further and identify that Ivy has 320 stickers. I know that when you began to create your draw representation, you probably didn't draw 320 stickers. But I'm hoping that your image that you created represents that Ivy would have a larger amount of stickers than Adrian. And that's represented within the pictorial diagram. So now that we know that Ivy has 320 stickers, as we continue to read through the process, would you make any changes or modifications to your drawing to represent that? If you just had a small number of stickers for Ivy, would you increase that to show that we now know that she has 320 stickers? So would that look different than if we showed that Ivy had 8 stickers? What would 320 look like when we compare that to 8? So this will be a good opportunity for us to take some time to modify our drawing to reflect what we now know and what we've read as we continue to go through the process of developing and understanding our problem. So now we've identified that Ivy has 4 times as many stickers as Adrian, and Ivy has 320 stickers. So now we can start to think, what could the author of the question ask us next? And we're just taking time to think about that. So write your ideas. What do you think the author could actually ask you? And there could be more than one answer based on your interpretation. Even though we've taken some time and we've jumped ahead in our presentation and we know exactly what's being asked, but think of yourself as a student. When you read this problem, what else could you think the author might have been able to ask you based on the given information? For this particular problem, they asked us, how many stickers does Adrian have? So that's what we're going to address as we attempt to solve our problem. So let's recap what we just discussed, and let's recap our problem. Now that we've taken the time to chunk each section of the problem, we're going to put it all back together, and we're going to execute the problem by trying to come up with a solution. Ivy has 4 times as many stickers as Adrian has. Ivy has 320 stickers. How many does Adrian have? Now we're going to do some work. Work together with your partner or your table to create a number sentence and a statement to answer this question. So I'm going to give each of you about 5 minutes to work within your tables to come up with a number sentence and a statement that answers this question. And after the 5 minutes, I would ask that each group come together and we'll do a small presentation where each group will be allowed to come up to the front of the room and identify your rationale and your approach to solving this problem. What did your team do together to create a number sentence and a statement to answering this question? And of course, your approach may be different than some of your colleagues, but we know we're working together as a group, and we want to all come together and work to illustrate our understanding of the problem and the process of read, draw, and write, as that's the strategy that we use to come to our solution. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes now, and I'll be back with you.